So, what if I told you that every single thing you do, every word you say, is being watched and recorded? It sounds a little intense, right? Well, that's the big, ancient idea at the heart of the philosophical essay we're going to break down today. It's a concept that shaped entire civilizations, and this author has a really unique take on how it might actually work and, why it could completely change your life.
Okay, so the whole thing really starts with this incredible ancient Chinese proverb. It says, deities are 3 feet above your head. I mean, how simple and powerful is that? It's this beautiful way of saying, hey, you're never really alone. The idea is that everything we do, even when we think nobody's looking, is seen. And that sets the stage for this kind of, this invisible accountability that just quietly shapes our lives.
But okay, let's just be honest for a second. Your first thought is probably the same as mine. How? Right? The world is huge, there are billions of us, so how could one single being possibly keep tabs on everyone's actions, their words, their thoughts? It seems totally impossible from where we're standing. And that, right there, is the big puzzle this essay tries to figure out.
So how is this even possible? Well, what's cool about this essay is that the author doesn't get bogged down in, super complex philosophy. Nope. Instead, they use a bunch of really simple analogies. They take this massive, almost abstract idea and connect it to things we can all understand from our own lives.
All right, the first analogy is something we see everywhere, a CCTV camera. Just picture it, right? A security camera in a super busy place. It doesn't judge, it doesn't have an opinion, it just sees and records everything that happens in its range. The author's point is, what if divine observation is kind of like that? A constant, totally impartial recording of everything we do.
Now here's where it gets really fascinating, because the author makes it super personal. They talk about their own experience as a spiritual guide, explaining how they watch over their disciples. And get this, it's not about some kind of mystical power. It's simply about paying really, really close attention to what people say and what they do. Every word, every action, even a person's silence, it all reveals their inner state, where they are on their spiritual path. So it's not mind reading, it's just deep, careful observation.
And this watching, it's not just a passive thing. Oh no, it has real powerful consequences. In this example, the guide uses what they've seen to figure out each disciple's next step. Based on what they've observed, someone might be ready for the heavenly realms. Someone else might need to continue through reincarnation. And for those who are truly wicked, well, they might be heading for hell. So the big takeaway is that observation isn't passive at all. It directly shapes your destiny.
And to really hammer this point home, the author brings up these timeless examples that just make sense. Think about it, right? A farmer, they know every single animal in their flock. A good teacher, they know exactly what's going on with every student in their class. And parents, of course parents know the condition of each of their kids. All these examples point to the same thing. One single guardian can absolutely watch over many, many individuals with real care and attention.
So, what's the bottom line with all these analogies? Well, it all leads back to this one central idea. Just like that farmer, or that teacher, or those parents, the author is arguing that God is watching and carefully recording everything we do. And this is key, it's not for some far-off judgment day. Nope, it's the basis for rewards and punishments that happen right here, right now, creating a system where every single action has a consequence.
Okay, so we've talked about the how this whole divine observation thing might work. But now we get to the real heart of it, the why. Why does any of this even matter? Well, according to the author, whether you believe you're being watched or not has a huge practical impact on your life. In fact, it can lead you down one of 2 completely different paths. And here's that fork in the road. On one side, if you believe you're being watched, your actions naturally become more careful, more deliberate. You're just more likely to do the right thing, even when you're all alone. And that path, the author says, trends toward heaven. But on the other side, if you don't believe, well, you might be more careless, maybe only behaving yourself when you think someone might catch you, and that path can trend towards hell.
So, living this way has 2 massive benefits, according to the author. First, it's kind of like having your own built-in referee. I mean, if you really believe you're accountable for everything, you just won't dare to act or speak carelessly. And second, it's this incredible source of encouragement. You can just focus on doing good and trust that your efforts are being seen and will be rewarded. You don't have to worry about getting credit or approval from anyone else.
But it's not just about being good or bad. The essay points to one final, even bigger benefit. It actually argues that this way of thinking is the key to unlocking a state of mind that, let's be honest, most of us are searching for our entire lives.
And here it is, the ultimate reward, a life with no more worry, no more anxiety, and no more fear. Think about it. If you truly deeply believe that a good and powerful force is watching over you, making sure everything is fair and will be set right in the end, well, what is there to be afraid of? Your life, as the author says, just enters this very beautiful channel.
So, the author doesn't just leave it there. They end with a direct challenge to you, the reader. It's not about demanding blind faith. It's an invitation to try and experiment. Just for a little while, a week maybe, live as if every single one of your actions is being seen and recorded. What would you do differently? How would you feel? It's a really powerful thought to end on, isn't it?